Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome back to Wildlands. Brief video. It's now been a couple of days. I'm still recovering from my cold, or flu, or cough, or whatever it is I've had. Anyway, to go through this video, I thought I'd cover a few tips and hints and explore how best to approach the game. So from there, we will go to the map first off. Now, when you start off playing, the best way to proceed after you've done your initial missions is to seek out information. You see here, intel caches should be your first port of call. The yellow ones are intel that lead you to missions, so you need to use those to progress the story. When you go to intel caches, there are three options. And once you've used up all three options in the mission, in the area, you can't gain any more intel from there. Another useful source of intel are the enemy cars, the cartel cars that drive randomly through a road. If you see one, stop him, get the guy out of it, and you can interrogate him for a nice free batch of intel on that one. And that's a useful and pretty safe way of getting intel for items like gun accessories, which are always helpful, and skill points, which again is also helpful. Another tip that people might be wondering, Kingslayer files do not necessarily show up when you unlock intel. The best way to unlock all the Kingslayer files in an area is to always look for the question marks. Unexplored, unknown locations. They often hide in such places. Look, there's no reason for you to go down here. None whatsoever, apart from you've got that there. Yeah? And you will find Kingslayer files in these little basins, these little places, hidden corners. So for the completionists out there, it's always handy to know that you really need to scan through a map and find all these hidden areas, nooks and crannies, because that way you can get the thing, get your completions on there. Skills. As you can see, you've got all our skills points in there. Now you're very restricted. As you can see, I've got a shed load of skill points to spend, but a lot of them I can't spend because I don't have enough resources. For example, 825 communication. Now, of course, you've got an option of stopping a convoy, stealing a helicopter. The missions, they give you a huge bonus in such things, so they're always a good thing to do, but they're often tricky missions. What I do is when I'm not gaming, and I actually have the Ghost Recon Network HQ app on my phone. You can play a little game on that one. When you're at home on your own Wi-Fi, connect your phone to the Wi-Fi, follow the instructions on there, and you can you're basically playing a little exploring game on the app, which gains you some resources. And when you're actively in the game, and I mean in the game, not just in the lobby, not just in the menu, you have to be actively in game, you can access the app and you can send the resources from the app to the game itself. So that's another little tip. Something else they've added. So if we go out from here and out from here, we have the store, which of course is you spend money to buy credits, so £8, £4, etc, 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 and they give you various packs, like vehicle pack, where you can have different vehicles to drive around to. For example, you've got to watch though, because let's do the 4x4 for example. Yes, you get a 4x4 with minigun. However, it is only located at Flor de Oro Alpha, Media Luna Bravo, and Monte Pincho Bravo. Only those fast travel points. Everywhere else it's not there. Need to remember that. Lots of attachments you can do. You can unlock them all in the game, or you can just go in and buy them. None of them really affect gameplay, and I'm not sure how this is going to go forward when it comes to the 4 versus 4 player versus player when it comes through. I would imagine there'll be some sort of leveling mechanism in there so that you don't have to worry about such things. Weapons obviously unlock, but again the weapons, they don't really huge advantages they don't give you in the game, because the weapons are pretty much standard and you only need 1 shot to kill most people if you're undetected. As we go back. Now I've shown you how to get to the XP booster. Remember, if you go to maps, loadout, stats, booster activation. I've still got 3 XP boosters, and you can buy more at the shop if you want to. So that's those. You also do your coast profile and task force maintenance here, as I've told you before. Back out that one. And another little cool thing I wanted to show you. Unfortunately, it's daylight, won't be so good, but as you remember, dotted around there are these things here. Little crucifixes. Now nearby, and you've got some cool things like, oh, over there, I can't read Spanish, but I know Santa Muerte is the quasi-god. They are god of the Santa Blanca cartel in the game. And looking at these mountains makes you, I just want to go there. Just want to go to that mountain there. Just want to go right to the top. And I will do one day soon. But oh look, what have we got? It says, don't press me. Ooh, big button. What are we going to do? Wait, it's not a red button. We're going to press the button. Oh no, he's on fire.
You're a fucking genius, man. I think you suck.
Whoa. You know, yeah, whoa. Come here at night. Trust me. I'll show you where I am. Like a Bravo. But there are other ones dotted around in different areas. So you can go with that one. So I thought today I'd just show you a little few tips here. As you can see, I've been gathering items. I've got myself different weapons. And I'm just progressing with the story as I want, but mainly just having fun with the game. I'm not sort of really being rigid with the story, as it were. One thing you need to remember, that some story missions do not unlock until you find them. I'll let that sink in for a second. Yes, you can get major intel, unlocks another story mission, but there are some story missions you just have to drive past to unlock. For example, if you go into Espiritu Santo, when you drive in, you get the option to start missions, which don't spread from the other areas, for example, and things like that. So you really need to explore this game. As you can see, I have been making a big part of exploration. I've still got loads of places to fill out. I've only done 80% of the map, and I think I've explored quite extensively. But as you can see, look at all this stuff I've still got to do. Look at it all these collectibles, all these areas, all these story missions I've still got to do. So I have got many hours of gameplay ahead of me. So in the meantime, and the effect that my throat is about to close up on me and I'll start coughing again, I shall bid thee good evenings. I shall catch you later. Good night.